Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to more 428 Yakuza Scramble. Yakuza Scramble. Jesus. My name is Raven from the Sky. And let's do this. Let's go ahead and do this. Jump. Whoop. As luck would have it, they soon found a crowd in their path. Backs turned toward them. Excited voices rose up from the throng. Whoa, what's the deal? Is something going on? It's a street fight. The fight, as the name implies, that takes place out on the street, typically using bare hands and no weapons. Even a barehanded fight can result in serious injuries though, which is why they're pretty illegal. I actually clutched Hitomi's hand good and tight. Whatever you do, don't let go. Without a moment's hesitation, he plowed his way through the crowd. Emerging on the far side of the gathering, I actually saw the main road ahead. Cars were zipping past in a steady stream. What do we do? There were too many cars for them to rush across the street without getting hit. They couldn't exactly just sit and wait for the light to change. They certainly couldn't go back the way they came. Their pursuers were getting closer and closer. They told me, I just shouted, "We're going across. We're turning back. We're going across." What? Dragging Hitomi by the hand, I actually darted out into the street. Moving purely by instinct, he wove his way through the gaps between the speeding cars. Yeah, we turned back. That's what causes the traffic jam. I thought it was the fight. No, it's this. When they were halfway across, the car slammed on its brakes to keep from hitting them, causing several cars behind it to crash into one another. The multi-vehicle pileup plunged the roadway into total chaos. As a result of this chaos, traffic in the nearby area will be at a standstill for a while on their way to the Syndicate hideout. Shibuya Kano and Jack Stanley have gotten caught in this traffic jam. Okay, I'm gonna finish this up first. In a matter of moments, the street was clogged with a long line of stopped vehicles. Aichi Hitomi's pursuers remained on the other side and did not pursue. Okay, that was crazy. Hitomi panicked as she caught her breath. Well, you know what they say. Idle feet are the devil's playthings. Hands. It's idle hands. Whatever. At least they got in the way. Come on, let's go. Aichi led the way down several twisting side streets before slowing his pace. By now, Hitomi was slumped and panting heavily. He wanted to give her some time to rest, but if they just hung around, their pursuers might still find them. He looked around and spied a multi-tenant building. The nearest door was open. Bundles of flyers were set out near the entrance. Flyers for Our Revoir, the 22nd performance by the theater troupe, The Wandering Angels. Tells a tale of a man named Ryu looking back on his 100-year life as a warrior. Performance features wire action as a major set piece, with Ryu and his rival Shido flying through the air. I actually peeked inside and saw piles of plywood and painted lumber. It looked like this was a storeroom for theater stage props and scenery. "You can hide out in here," he said. But Hitomi hesitated, but Aichi gave her hand a little tug. "It'll be fine. There's nobody around." They stepped inside the storeroom and Aichi quickly shut the door behind them. We should probably rest for a bit, he said. There was a wooden platform set up beside the large piece of plywood. Aichi picked up a magazine that had fallen on the floor and spread it out atop the platform's dusty surface. Here now, you can sit without getting your clothes dirty. Thank you. Hitomi quietly took a seat. We should probably turn off our cell phones. It could be really bad if they rang at the wrong moment. We're too powered off their phones. Aichi took a cursory look around. It didn't look like there was any way in or out besides the door they'd come in through. There was a single window set in the wall, but it wouldn't open far enough to let them through. Ah! Tommy let out a quiet gasp. Someone was outside the storeroom. Aichi put a finger to his lips, and Hitomi gave a fearful nod. The window's frosted glass blocked any real view, in or out. So long as they stayed quiet, they ought to be safe. Whoever was outside pressed their face to the frosted glass, trying to get a glimpse inside. The blurry visage of the foreigner who attacked them was dimly visible. Like the man with the cane before him, this guy was quick to catch up. The man pounded on the glass. Aichi swallowed the lump in his throat. This guy got in. They had nowhere to run. Aichi turned to Hitomi. Let's hurry out through the door. We'll be fine. Just sit tight. If we hurry out through the door, he's still out there. We'll be fine. Just sit tight. Hitomi clutched onto Aichi's arm hard. Can I help you with something? Said a casual voice from outside. They saw their pursuer react at once, pulling back from the window. That's just our storeroom, you know, the little voice added. Aichi heard footsteps scampering away. Kidnapper had run off. Aichi exchanged glances with Hitomi and let out a tiny gasp. There were more voices coming from outside now. What was up with that guy? I don't know. Whatever. Let's just hurry and get stuff tidied up. Man, my throat's raw. Sound like a conversation between two men. Storeroom door opened and the men clomped their way inside. Tomonari Takeya and Taro Toga, two members of the theater troupe, the Wandering Angels. Takeya is the Wandering Angel star actor playing the lead role of Ryu in today's performance of Our Revoir, the troupe's 22nd piece. Last night, he slept completely naked and caught a cold, leading to the sore throat he has now. Toga is the stage director handling things behind the scenes. He's very irritated that Shinichi Bando, in charge of the props, seems to have gone AWOL. So what are we getting? Ike, let's grab all those folding chairs over there. Yeah. Producer said we were going to need a lot more seats all of a sudden. Mr. Ori said that? Going all out for the troops' last hurrah, huh? Beats me, man. In no real hurry, the men went about carting the folding chairs away. They didn't notice Aichi and Hitomi sitting silently in the shadows. Not to change the subject, but how come we're using a dry ice machine and not a smoke machine? Maybe that's why my throat's bothering me. Yeah, it's pretty weird. Nobody's even operating it and still drawing in a ton of power. I think it's defective. Aichi and Hitomi waited for the two men to finish up. If they are spotted, they would probably cause a scene, and worse still, it might alert the men who were hunting them. Once they carried off the rest of the folding chairs, the men closed the storeroom door. The foreigner could still be somewhere nearby, though, so Aichi decided they should hide out in the room a little longer. This blows. I want to get back out there and look for that blue van ASAP, but Aichi trailed off as something occurred to him. Wait a second. Now that's weird. Hitomi looked at him inquiringly. The kidnappers already have the ransom money, yeah? Aichi said, that's right. And then they told you that your sister was in some blue minivan. Isn't that kind of weird? What do you mean? Do you figure that your sister was in the minivan by herself? Well, yes. If one of the kidnappers were with her, they wouldn't need to send me to go get her. Right, Aichi said. And yet, the fact was that as soon as the kidnappers had their money, they could have let Hitomi's sister out of the vehicle and just run off. There was no point in sending Hitomi to fetch her personally. A look of revelation dawned on Hitomi's face. Oh. That minivan had already left Ogenzaka, she said. And it came back while we were there waiting for it. He thought back to his earlier run-in with the blue vehicle. So then inside that minivan, there had been a bunch of foreigners inside, which meant the kidnappers didn't have any intention of giving her sister back, which is true. I'm gonna go with that one right off rip. Oh wait. Either not, or they were planning to ambush. Once you thought about the less sense it made for them to send Hitomi. Or either they were planning to ambush. Wait a minute. I think they were planning to ambush Hitomi, actually. Not give him back. But what? Let's redo that. Which meant kidnappers had been trying to ambush Hitomi. Yeah, that one. Kidnappers had been trying to ambush Hitomi. They told her that her sister was in that minivan to lure her to it. And the kidnappers had been lying in wait inside. Yup. There we go. That makes perfect sense. Do you think they were trying to kidnap me too? That's it. Aji clapped his hands together. They let your sister go. Then they let your sister go and then demand a ransom for you. And then they make her deliver the ransom money for your release. They'd be able to get like infinite ransom money by constantly abducting the one twin sister after another. That seems a little far-fetched. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. She said so. I actually realized, now that she said so, I actually realized it was kind of a ridiculous idea. Still, what if the kidnappers really were trying to kidnap me? Tommy said, as in like they accidentally abducted the wrong twin? I mean, I guess that would have been easy to botch up. It would imply that they wanted me specifically and not my sister. And Tommy paused briefly and thought. Maybe you're hotter than your sister or something. Tommy shook her head. That can't be it. If anything, it's the other way around. Compared to my sister, I'm just... Whoa, hey, stop right there. I actually had to interrupt her. You're not just anything. Please don't. I am just... Tears had welled up into Tommy's eyes. Okay. Why not me? Whoa, hey, come on, don't cry. I'm sorry. Cheer up. It's like that song says. Don't just stand there. Wipe those tears away. That one. Is that Aya Kimiki? Yeah, that's the one. Put your hand in mine. Every single's been a light. Huh? You know, every single bee's a light. I said Ben. Everything will be all right. Hmm? You got the lyrics wrong. It's everything will be all right. All right, yeah. I guess that makes more sense. I guess. Aichi's mouth curled into a sheepish smile. All right. I think we've laid low long enough. I think we should be on our way. He was about to get to his feet when he heard voices outside the storeroom again. Yikes! That was pretty careless. Careless of us. Yeah, we definitely gotta watch it. The theater guys from earlier had returned, and they sounded a bit panicked. Heard folks have been messing with the storeroom a bunch recently. Yeah. And did you hear who's behind it? Some juvenile delinquents. Like a gang? Wow. That takes me way back. All right, let's hurry on back. Aichi rushed over to the door. Tried turning the knob, but the door wouldn't budge. Oh, come on. Are you freaking kidding me? He paced frantically around the room, pulling his hair. We're locked in. And that door was the only way in or out. Aichi and Tomi were well and truly trapped inside the storeroom. This is all my fault, Aichi said. It was my idea to hide out in here in the first place. Bowed to Tomi repeatedly. We're never going to be able to find that blue minivan now. Guess we'll have to get someone on the outside to help us, Tomi replied. She scowled thoroughly. They powered their phones back on in order to call for help. The big question was who they could possibly ask. They told me anyone you could reach out to? Mr. Tanaka, I suppose. Tanaka, right. Suggestion didn't exactly thrill Aichi. He had no idea what this Tanaka guy was like. Hopefully, he was the dependable sort who'd actually show up to rescue them. But somehow, that thought made Aichi feel even worse. Aichi had someone he figured he could call, but he hesitated, uncertain. There had been a time when he trusted this guy more than anyone. They bailed each other out of countless jams. Nowadays, though, things were different. Hitomi gave Aichi a puzzled look as he sat lost in thought. Right, guess I don't have much of a choice. Aichi scrolled through the contacts list on his cell phone. He found a name he had thought he'd never call again, Susumu. Yo. Aichi, is that you? Susumu's voice was low and guarded. Look, I've got a favor to ask you. I'm in a real bind here. Huh? Like things are ridiculously bad. Maybe you could help me out a little bit. You seriously thought I'd help you? Susumu's words were like ice. You messing with me or something, man? Now he sounded a touch angry as well. Painful memories flashed before Aichi's eyes. Right then. Sorry to bug you. Just forget it. But Susumu hung up before Aichi was even finished talking. No dice, Aichi said to Tommy with a lopsided frown. He looked back at him, her expression a mirror of his own. What should we do? What should we do? I guess we're back to Mr. Tanaka. Guess so. You want to go ahead then? Hitomi tried calling him repeatedly, but Tanaka didn't pick up. What could have happened? She muttered under her breath. Do you think maybe the kidnapper found out that Mr. Tanaka and I have been in contact? Aichi shrugged. It looked like they were just going to need to find some way out of here on their own and then maybe look for the minivan themselves. Archie strode over to the door and grabbed a hold of the knob. He tried giving it a good sturdy pull. No good. The thing won't even budge. That door opens outward. Hey, wait, really? Archie tried giving it a push. It still didn't open. He kicked it. Oh! Door wasn't nearly as sturdy as Archie had expected. I think I can make this work. He backed up to get a running start, then kicked the door with all his might. Hi-ya! Door went flying off its hinges. Oh man, that was way too easy. Archie stepped cautiously out of the storeroom. He quickly scanned the surrounding area. There was nobody in sight. Looks like we're in the clear, he called. But Hitomi didn't come out, nor did she reply. Hitomi? She had her phone in her hand, apparently still trying to get in touch with Tanaka. With a tiny sigh, Aichi leaned against the wall and waited for her to finish. Well, doesn't look like I'm going to have any luck, she said. You know, we can leave now, right? Are you still holding out hope for your Mr. Tanaka? It's not that. I'm just a little worried. Oh yeah? Okie dokie then. I'll just wait around out here. Okay, I'll be right with you. Uh-huh. Archie shuffled his way back outside. Oh crap. By the time Aichi could finish processing the thought, he was already laid out on the ground. His jaw hit the asphalt hard. He bit the tip of his tongue clean off. A taste of blood filled his mouth. A moment later, he took a sharp blow to the head. He was done for. All that energy drained from his body. With his mind whirled, his vision grew hazy. He began to drift from consciousness. Back when he'd run with Sumisu, and the others, he'd never left himself exposed to a surprise attack. There were plenty of times when he'd taken a punch, sent him reeling, only to spin away and come back swinging. This time he hadn't even seen it coming. It was his last mistake. Heh, guess I've let myself go soft. Aichi grimaced inwardly, muttering in a voice no one but he could hear. Bad ending? Hitomi, I'm so sorry. Yep. Attacked by the man with the cane. Aichi successfully managed to break out of the storeroom, only to be knocked out by the man with the cane while he waited for Hitomi. Things may have gone differently if Hitomi had managed to get in contact with Tanaka. Why hadn't he responded to her calls? Or maybe something strange had happened at the Osawa residence. Or perhaps there was some reason he wasn't able to answer the phone. What? Oh, Jesus. You know what? I'm going to stop it here for a day. Thanks for watching. My name is Raven from the Sky. If you enjoyed the episode, drop a like and subscribe to the channel and the series grow. Take care. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.